Hey guys, this is Susan with Scrapalicious by Susie Q. I'm gonna come on. I wanted to come on and do a quick mask make for March. The last time we were together, we made a masterboard. Let's see. This is the masterboard that we made. There's one piece is taken off for the project that we're going to be doing today, but this is what we did. Let's see. All right, so I got this idea from SevenPlaza. Mine's a little bit different than hers. She wanted to make a library card with a gem clip so that you can put it on your page. So you can do it at the side or at the front. And she wanted to do dangles, so we did. I'm going to do dangles. Let's see. So this is one that I made. I made several. So while it's been a few days since I've been on, because I've been making masterboards. Let's see. I thought about all the projects that I wanted to do in the next couple months, and then I made 2 masterboards for each of those projects. So I think I made about 23 or 24 masterboards the last 3 or 4 days. So let's see if I can turn it around correctly. This one is for a bird's journal that I want to make. So I made 2 of those. This is for bees. I would love to do some kind of bees or spring kind of project with bees on it. This is for a purple journal. So I want to do something. These are light purples, lilacs, but I want to put some darker purples on there. This is a fall one. And this is the actual one I made for the fall. So, and the dangle has a acorn and a little thing on it. Very cute. This is about the 4th time I've tried to make this video, and I did not have enough memory, so I had to get some memory. So hopefully I'll be able to do it this time without any kind of problems. All right, let's turn this way. This is for a fall project that I want to do. This is from Simple Stories, an older set that they had a long time ago, but I still have a little bit of paper for it, and I really like it. I want to do a black and white journal. So this has some butterflies, moths, some different things, some maps, some different things, clocks and things on it. So I want to do a black and white project. This is for a Edith Holden project. A few years ago, everybody was doing Edith Holden ones, but I've never done one, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to try to do some kind of journal with that. This is a sea or a voyage one. Let's see. This is a rust one, so I want to do something with rust or steampunk or that kind of thing. So I made a couple of those. This is for a French bunny for Easter, or I purchased a digital for French bunnies, so we're going to do that. This is for butterflies, so I want to do a project with butterflies, different bugs, that kind of thing. And I took my nieces and nephews to the pirate show in Panama City last year, and I have quite a few pictures, so I want to do a journal or photo album with the pirates theme. This is from a digital I bought from, I believe it's Pink Monarch, and it is Lost in Florence. So it just has beautiful blues and browns, tans, all different colors. So I really like that. I want to do one for that. This is mushroom. I love different kinds of mushrooms. I want to go ahead and do some kind of journal or photo album, whatever I want to do with the mushrooms. I really like those. I like botanical kind of things. We put these up. So that's what we're going to be doing. Our mask make marches this month is with these masterboards. And I'm going to make lots of ephemera for all of my projects. Let's see, I have a few more that I did do. more than I wanted to, because I thought I was taping them, but I was not. So this one is for the fall project. I really like that one. Let's see. This is for the butterfly project. So, and this has the little dangles, the little beads dangles. These little butterflies are from Stampin' Up. This I made with a gel plate and Tim Holtz dies, and I painted the gel plate and pulled those up. This is just one of Tim Holtz's cards. This is from, I bought this digital from SevenPlaza. So I want to make a moth or botanical project with that. It does have a little dangle on it with a I don't know, a little gears, rusty, looks like a moth. There we go. And this one is very pretty. I did not put a dangle on every one, but not all of them don't need a dangle. But you could put ribbons, all kinds of different things. Now this is for our pirates journal that I'm going to be doing. It does have some dangles on it. It has a shell. It has a crab, and it has a little I don't think it's a pirate's medallion, but it looks like it, so I put that on there, and I really like that. And here's just a little pirate tag. Let's see, and that, oh no, I have a couple more. This is with the steampunk or rusting things. This is a Tim Holtz die that I sprayed to make it rusty. This is just some paper from Crafter's Companion, different things. This is a little tag that I made. These are some of the tags that I made a few weeks ago using the embossing on the edge. Let's see. And this has a few dangles. Let's see. It has another one of the embossing things that I made, a couple of them, and then a few beads. So this is a really cute one. And then one more, this is for my mushroom. So I've put some stamps on there. These are different kinds of digitals that I have. And then here's another steampunk little insect. There we go. Very cute. I really like it. And let's put these. Those are some of the ones that I've done already. So we're going to do a few today. Let's see. This one is with the bee. So this is the tag that I made. Let's see. And then this is the master board. I cut this out. And all of mine are 5.5 by 3.5. I think there is one that is a little bit smaller width-wise, but most of them are the 5.5 length and the 3.5 inch tall. So to do this project, you're going to need a thin piece of paper. You're going to need a couple thick pieces of paper or cardstock for that. You're going to need the gem clip. You'll need some ink if you want to surround the edges, and a little bit of hardware. I'll be using some stamps, some glue, just a little bit of hardware everywhere, you know, hardware. So this is what we're going to do today. All right, let's see. I want to go ahead and the two inks that I'm using are VersaFine Clair, Fallen Leaves, and Nocturne. So I'm going to do the edge of this one. I did not do this one beforehand. Some I did, some I didn't. Because I didn't want to. I know that I want to do this I only want to film for about 45 minutes. and because I know how busy you guys are, you don't want to sit here for an hour or two, listen to me waffle and talk about things and look for things. So I wanted to make sure I had a lot of the things ready before I started filming. This side. All right. So I'm not going to measure anything. I'm just going to guesstimate everything. So first off, you need to decide which of your master board that you want to be on the top, and I think I want that to be on the top. This is going to be my paper. I folded down this. This is a thinner piece of paper, so that I folded this down so it would not tear or give it a little bit more stability. So I'm going to decide how deep I want my pocket. You know, I could do here all the way up, all the way like a actual library card up at the top. But mine are generally mostly done about halfway. So I'm and then if you want to distress the edges, you need to do that now. So I'm going to just place that on there. And we need, for this piece of paper, you need it for as long as you want the pocket to be, plus about 1/4 of an inch. And then you need to have it about 3.5 inches plus about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch on each side. So I'm going to decide where I want it to be. Make sure that it's pretty much straight. Fold those over and turn it over. Now, that I have a little bit too much at the bottom. So I'm going to cut a little bit of that off. And try to keep everything straight, halfway straight. See, and this is not going to show. See, I usually glue that also, but I've already got it down there, and I do not want to open it back up. I got there we go. I'm using a little bit more glue than, and look at there, I did it anyway. So I'm going to have to start it over. So, go back. There it goes. And I don't want to put this too tight because I want our tags to be able to go in there pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and fold those in. Make sure they get glued. If you're having a problem with the glue not sticking, you can use a little bit of tape on the back. Because these are not going to, they're not going to show. Just need to make sure they get glued really well. So I'm going to miter the bottom just a little bit so that it's not the bulk. You won't have too much bulk. So I'm going to put this in here, do a little bit more glue here, and like I said, this is not going to show. It's going to be covered up. I'm using a little bit too much glue today, I tell you. I have a little bitty bottle, and it dries up too quick. So I'm going to do that. Probably need a little bit more there. Probably need to get me a paper towel. Like I said, all this will not show. So there's that. I need to trim up a little bit. I missed the trim. Okay. I'm not going to use this on the back of that because this is not going to show. This is going to show. All right, the next thing you need to decide is where you want your gem clip to be. You can put it on the top, you can put it on the side so that it goes on this side, or you can put it on this side so it could go on this side of the page. So whichever one that you want to do, you know, just need to know where it's going to be. And mine, I've done some this way and some this way, so this time I'm going to do it on this side. The long piece goes in the inside, and I'm doing mine around half, or you know, eyeballing it around half and keeping just a little bit out so that you can have a dangle or whatever you need. So I'm also going to use some double-sided tape. That helps to keep the gem clip in and stabilize it. You can use smaller pieces or big pieces. This is just what I had on my desk. So I have a lot of that I bought a few years ago, and I need to use it up so I can get some more. Yeah, some of these are getting sticky, and it's hard to get the things off, the back off of it. All right, and I'm also going to make sure that I use a lot of glue. I use a lot of glue around the gem clip to make sure it does not move. And then I want to make sure that the back is filled in. And this, you would not be able to use a glue stick. It needs to be something a little stronger. This is art glitter glue. You could use regular PVC glue, any kind of glue, school glue. This is just what I have. And it holds very well. And the art glitter glue, it does quickly. It adheres very quickly. All right. And I'm going to try to put this on here. Now, I generally made it a little bit bigger so that I could make sure that it wasn't too small. So I'm just going to put this on here, and then I will trim it up. Whatever I do need, whatever I don't need, I can just trim it up. You just have to be careful whenever you're trimming it up that you don't cut your pocket. And the reason why I did this pocket versus you could just cut it and then glue it here, but that takes up a little bit of your space, and some of the tags it'd have to be a smaller tag to put that in there. Let's see. All right, make sure this is good and glued in, sealed. And I'm going to just take my scissors and trim it down to make sure that those white edges cannot be seen. And then I am going to edge it with the fallen leaves. And if there's a little bit of white showing, you won't be able to see it. I don't like that. Try again a little bit closer to it. I just need to make sure I don't nick that the paper for your pockets. So doing it this way, step is a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer to do, but you do have a bigger pocket. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do these. And I could trim anything else that I need to later on. All right, there you go. And there is your a tag like that. So these are not photo frame. You hang frames for these. So I got those different kinds of hardware that I got. Let's see, what do we want to do? Got that kind of. We need to put something on there, and I do have on the side over here. I did place a few little things that that I could use to decorate things. Let's see, and then I had this, so I'm not sure if I would want to use that or something else. Let's see. I don't think I like that. I do have some other little bees. Here we go. So I could do a flower and our bees. That's a little bit, can't see those, can you? Oh, I do have a stamp. I think I got those from Temu or somewhere. Let's see, I might want to do a flower that they could be on. So they could be on. Listen, I didn't mean to do that, but that's perfect. Oh, that's a nice flower for that. Let's see what else I have. I don't have a lot of flowers. I think I like that one though. I'm just going to trim off this little piece here. This came out of one of my books that I get from Goodwill. Sometimes I get them from World of Books. Sometimes I like to get used ones, but sometimes I will get a new one if they're not that expensive. Let's see. That. Possibly. I like that. And I could just cut a little bit off of that. Then I could use this. Tells about what that is. That's a rhododendron okay, it's something rhododendron. Not quite straight. As I mentioned before, straight cutting is not my forte. I like that though. That's pretty. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put that little stamp on here. I want to make quite a few more. This is just a sticker that I bought from Temu, but or AliExpress or something. But I have been making some stamps, and I really enjoy doing that. So I want to do that again, possibly this month. I may do that. I could have grunged the edges, but too late now. May not do too much grunging on some of these because I want them to be nice and fresh, not grunged up. Although grunge is my normal thing. Let's see how I can put this in here. Let's see, right there. And then I can just cut off a little bit. That's nice. And then I have the little bees that I could possibly put on there. Yep, put that one right there. I love that one. Then we need to maybe put some kind of dangle on it. I don't know if I have any kind of bee dangle, but that's cute. And then this little, I like to keep the name of the flowers. Sorry, I keep bumping my video stand, so it makes it not, and buttons go around, bounce around. I don't really like that, but let's see. Maybe that a little bit over. I don't really like that much, but it's cool. Let's see. Turn this back. Put that. Turn off. Cut off the edges. And so I do stumble over my words sometimes. I did have a mini stroke about 2 years ago, and so sometimes my words don't come out exactly like they should, but I trying to do my best. So that's that. I really like that. That looks really nice. Let's see. We need to maybe do a dangle or something. Let's see what I have. I don't think I have a bee dangle. I have some bees. This is a cute little bee. I can put that on there, right there. Look at that, I love that. That came from Stampin' Up. So like I said, I don't have a bee, but let's see. None of these will really go with that. Look at that. That's cute too. That came from Stampin' Up also. Let's see. I might do a little dangle. So this is just some, it looks like fishing cord, but I did get it out of the jewelry department in Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Okay. I just have a little plastic stopper there, and then I have just a few little beads that I can add on. Let's see, we had that one, and all of these either came from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Let's see, and I have this one, and I had this sitting there already ready, and dumped it out. So you get to watch me go through here and try to thread all the things. There's another one of that, and another bead. Let's see. probably enough. Here's another one of those. And there's some tiny, tiny beads. Let's see what I want to do. I don't think I like that. I think I want that one, maybe this one. I like to have a little bit of it to be hanging down just a little bit. Then maybe this one again. And then start over again, possibly. My eyes are not the best. It's kind of a struggle to get those in there, but these aren't too bad. And then, nope, the little bitty one, and then I think I got it, yep. And then this one. And I even have my glasses on. But it's not too bright in here. So that will make a very cute dangle. So you could put it here or here. I am going to place it here. And so to make sure that it doesn't move, I'm going to, or get lost, I'm going to do a double knot a couple times, or double knot. Okay. There we go. To make sure that it doesn't get lost or break. Well, it could break, but this line is pretty thick. And as long as you don't pull on it, you should be fine. One more, just to be sure. There we go. Then I'm just going to pull the excess off, cut it off. And so that makes a very cute dangle. You could use ribbon, this. You could use the ball clips. I have some from Tim Holtz. You could use a cord. I do want to put this on there. I like that. Some kind of, just about anything. I like that. And there's our. Very cute. Love that. Let's see. We're already 28 minutes. We need to get moving or we're not going to get any done, huh? Let's see. That's all right. If I don't get a chance to do all of these on screen, I will do them and then show a video. Not a video. Yeah, a video, a short of them. All right. This is from the Edith Holden one. It's for our Edith Holden project. So I made a card. This is the back. This is the piece of paper that I have. I need to trim a little bit of that. I tried to make it kind of straight. I mean, I didn't make it very straight. I'll trim a little bit. That, like I said, it's needs to be about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. I've already glued this, and then I've also put some paper, different decorations on that. So let's get all this. I know that all of the things up here it's distracting sometimes, so I'll put that out. So I'm going to decide where I want it to be, and I think I want it to be about right there. This has been folded because this is a thinner sheet of paper. Let's see, and it's not too thick, too tight, because I want to be able to put the tag in there easily. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and do glue this down, maybe. I didn't put the pin back in it, so it's not gonna, and it's almost empty. The bottle is almost empty. We're not going to be making too many mass makes today. This is probably about the 4th time that I've had to that I've tried to do this video, and the last time I did not have enough memory to do it. So so I did a lot before. I thought I was videoing, but I was not videoing. So I'm going to go ahead and miter some of these corners. Going to miter the corners so you don't have too much bulk on there. There we go. Now we need to decide whether if the gem clip is going to be at the top or the side. And we did the side last time, so we are going to do it at the top this time. And so, like I said, this does not show, so it won't matter if it's a little bit. So I'm just going to make sure this is pretty straight, or a little bit straight anyway. This is the back of it. I'm just going to keep it plain so that you can journal on the back of it. So I'm going to put the longest part on the inside and the shortest on the outside. But when I did say I was going to put that on the top, try to make it about middle. Let me get a little bit of my double-sided tape. Put that on there. This is a really sticky cake right here, so it does hold that in well. Hold the staple in, not staple, gem clip. Holds the gem clip well. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and press that down to make sure it's put a little bit more down in there. I do like to put a lot around my gem clip. Oh, I did. No, I did it wrong. Oh, well. I just did it wrong. That's the way it just goes sometimes. Let's see if it's going to be upside downwards. It'll be fine. So I may go back and put a piece of paper on the outside of it. And then you can actually journal some, because it has a little bit. So I'm going to put this on the bottom. Try to straighten it as much as possible. Press that down. It's all right. It's fine if the long one's on the outside this time. Oh well. I should have put it down the other way, but I didn't, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. So I'm just going to leave that on there. Just act like that was it. And I did not do the edges, so I'm going to put this piece of paper in there and try to do it without it getting everywhere. So you need to really do that beforehand. So I need to trim a little bit off this side. I just need to make sure that I do not nick that pocket.